Hello and welcome back to the Moss Rods channel. With the finishing of the 57 Del Rio Ford, it's time to get started on another build, and figured why not go for another Ford, because what else am I supposed to do? So I picked this 66 Mustang up while I was at the NNL North Show out in Minnesota, and I wanted to pick one of these up because I want to do something with the Ford 200s that I've designed recently. That would be my little 6-cylinder Fords here, and I'm using the 170 or the 200 for the Bronco, and wanted to throw one in a Mustang because, you know, they were a very common engine to get in this body style of Mustang, but because the engines don't really exist in 1/25th scale, no one ever builds them. So I wanted to go ahead and do that for this. So I picked up this coupe while I was at the show for a pretty decent price because the box was open and seems fully complete. Wasn't noticing anything missing. I did have a little scare because I was looking at the clear tree and did not see the headlights, but that's when I looked again and noticed that the headlights were on the chrome tree. So thankfully had those, and everything else I believe is there. We'll see as we actually get more into the build. But one of the other cool things about this was that it was opened, but not started. But the person who had the kit before definitely had plans for it, whether that was the seller or someone he bought it from. If you take a look in the box here, they actually made some notes about what they wanted to do to it. So down here, they have Fate. Not entirely sure what that means, but maybe something to do with the trim. They were also sketching out some little design with the vents here. Crossed out the emblems. They did not want to have those. Then it says something here on the valence. Rear, maybe? So they want to do something with the valence. Maybe just remove the license plate and then smooth out these little trim pieces by the grill. And so yeah, they had some ideas. Also noticed that on the side they wanted to paint the dashboard dark gray. And I also gotta say, I really do like the look of that build. I'm not typically a box art fan, but that is a really cool build. But still not what our plan is. And our plan for this, you may now be wondering, is I really do love the early SCCA Trans Am style cars of the 60s. And so I want to build this up as a Trans Am road race but street legal kind of inspired car. So kind of lower it a bit, do kind of a like competition suspension, maybe strip the interior. This does come with a roll cage, so I might add the roll cage to it. And I would like to do kind of like a hot-rodded 6-cylinder. So I have the 200, and I'm working on designing some headers, a triple carb setup, and a finned valve cover to kind of give it a little bit of a hopped-up look. And I think it'd be cool to do a side dump kind of Trans Am inspired exhaust where it just kind of comes out the side. And yeah, so that's kind of the game plan for this. If any of you are familiar with road racing cars, think of the Terlinga Mustang. I really like the look of that car. I'm actually thinking of doing tan with a black roof, or sorry, black hood. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. And I also want to do some steel wheels on it because I found a photo of a red Mustang with some white steel wheels, and I think that's really sharp. So might have to track down or design some steel wheels for this. I'm kind of stuck on tires for this because I'm not a big fan of the kit tires. They're kind of a standard bias ply. Not too wide, so I might find something else or make those work. We'll see how they look if I add some steel wheels to them. But yeah, so kind of an interesting thing with this kit was that it did come with an extra bag of parts. And obviously, being an 80s AMT, this was molded in blue, which I have to say, beautiful blue. It almost makes you want to do it in blue. But obviously, these parts are white. And if you take a look, where is it? Somewhere in here. tucked behind this valance here, right there, is a convertible top. So I wonder if they tracked down some extra parts for a convertible Mustang. Not entirely sure why they're included, but we'll go through, see if there's anything in there that I can use. And that's when I noticed it did have a roll bar, which I do think this one came with as well. Maybe. Maybe not. So maybe it is a good thing. Is there really not a roll bar? Okay. So maybe there wasn't a roll bar in this release. There was a competition version, right? Yeah. There's a roll bar there. Who knows? Maybe this did come with white. Oh, I see. No, I see the roll bar now. I see the roll bar. There it is. So, yeah. I'm also not a big fan of the wheels that came with it. They came with either these, the box art hubcaps. They're on the right. Or these spoked wheels on the left. Not a fan of either of those. I think it needs either kind of American Racing 5 spokes, or to give it the Trans Am look, or some Steelies to kind of give it more of a resto-modded look, I guess. Because it did not run Steelies on these cars back in the Trans Am series. But yeah, so another kind of thing on the topic of notes is that the previous owner was adding notes to the instructions as well. Mine's half or so? No idea. But yeah, so they had some cool ideas with the notes, because I am going to be debadging this to kind of give it that race look. And yeah, so that's kind of the game plan for this. We'll go ahead and mock it up. So two things I noticed with this is that it is a promo style, so it does have the posts in the back for where it would have been screwed together, and that unfortunately caused some nice dimples in the trunk. But that's not anything that a little bit of body filler can't fill. But also, because it is a promo, part of the transmission is molded into the base, so I can't actually do a good mock-up with the 6-cylinder right now until I open that up. But I'll throw it in there just to kind of give you guys an idea. It's going to look super tall because it won't be sinking down into the frame rails. And yes, I do also know that this is more of a Falcon air cleaner that's on it right now. I know they use these in the Falcons and the Broncos. I do actually have a Mustang air cleaner for this engine, but like I said, I'm going to try and do a hot-rodded version, so it's going to have a 3-pack carburetor setup. I either have 3 downdrafts or 3 side drafts, just in case the clearance becomes an issue and I have to do the side drafts. But yeah, so also, quick little promo, if you are interested, I do actually have the files for this engine up on my Cults 3D page. So if you have a 3D printer and you're looking for a 6-cylinder for your 60s or 70s Ford, then this is an option for you. And, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I designed this because this engine is so rare in 1/25th scale. As far as I could tell, it only came in the Johan Ford Maverick drag or street kit, which is a $150-ish kit, and that is not worth getting for an engine, I can guarantee you that. So I went ahead and designed my own and offered that up for sale for the designs. So it's a perfect engine for a lot of Fords. Like I said, not every Mustang came with a V8. I know everyone thinks that the Ultimate Mustang is a fastback with a 289 or something else in it, like a Shelby GT350 or something, but sometimes you end up with a coupe with a 6-cylinder, and those can be cool too, and that's kind of my goal for this, is to show you that a coupe with a 6-cylinder is cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this build, and I'll keep you all up to date, so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.